Hi, so this is a Q&A video. Instead of choosing one or two big topics and spending time to answer those questions, I'm gonna just give short answers for many questions, mostly about Finland while living abroad. The beauty of simplicity. Silence isn't awkward. Nature is essential for well-being, and small everyday comforts matter. I would say rationality. Well, things are really simple and streamlined. Like for instance, one big culture shock was when you invite somebody for the wedding. People have the bank account so that people can send money, because in Japan we usually bring cash. Because for me, bringing cash is more like a traditional way and it's actually showing that you brought something. And what if people not realize if you send money electronically? But yeah, that's one thing. Well, nothing special. I wake up, I usually go to work on the weekdays because we have like a 4 days office policy now. And after that, if I have time, I meet my friends or go to gym. That's it. And on the weekend, I try to be pretty active. I go into the nature or visiting another city, meeting friends and so on. But the thing is, this routine actually can change depending on the season, because I tend to be more active in summer and I try to do something which I can do inside during winter. Well, I think yes and no, but in general, some people say yes, but I don't think it's only in Finland. Like if you live abroad, it's just generally hard. Don't be too aggressive in the beginning, but still, you could focus on knowing that person little by little, and at some point, you can find some activities you can do together, like cooking together, going to nature, because those ones are really good. Because if you go to cafe and you sit in the table and talk, it can be awkward, but if you do some activities together, then you don't necessarily have to keep talking and it helps many things in that way. Okay, I'm only talking about based on my experience because it really highly depends on your company, industry, and so on. But I would say in general, at least based on my experience, it's more relaxing and there is less hierarchy. You are likely to talk to pretty much everybody, regardless of your ages or experience. Still, compared to my working experience in Japan and now in Finland, things are more relaxed and easygoing, and there are more coffee breaks here. Well, I have survived 8 winters in Finland, and I try to make some sort of efforts, of course, like putting candles or try to be active, like meeting friends or going to a bar, play board games with my friends and so on. But still, I have to say, it might not work for many people. But probably the most important tip I could give you is just accept the fact, or in other words, just give up because it is what it is. So if you start kind of accepting that, okay, this is Finnish winter, it's beginning, then that's it. Unfortunately, I don't really have really nice fancy advices because based on my experience, efforts work, but in the end, you just have to accept that that's the reality. So be realistic. Yes, it was. And I still can't sleep if it's really bright. So I really have to have this blackout curtain. For me, that's the necessary item. Otherwise, I don't really get sleep still. Spring or summer. I have told this many times in my previous videos, but I love runevirintorte, which is the traditional Finnish pastry, and saaristolaisleipä, or I don't know, in English, archipelago bread, and salmon soup. Salmiakki, maksalaatikko. I can't generalize, but for me, restaurants are pretty expensive, especially for the quality and quantity. when I see, for example, some pasta is like 20 euros. It's really expensive. But when it comes to grocery shoppings, vegetables and fruits are pretty cheap. Grocery shoppings are really interesting. What I was surprised at Finnish supermarkets are it has like big selections of candies and also dairy products like yogurt and cheese. I've heard a lot of stories because some people say it's really hard to find it, and it also depends on the timing. But for me, I have moved so many times, but it's been pretty easy. And it also depends on the cities, because in some cities they have been building many apartments in the last few years, and now there are more supply than demand. And I actually just recently found an apartment and I started living there from March, but it was so easy. I just picked 3 or 4 apartments from this website called Oikotie. I went to check 2 of them and I just picked one. It depends on where you are. It's functioning quite well. Metro, bus, tram. Yeah, it's easy, I would say. Not as complicated as like metros in Tokyo or Osaka. Alcoholism and drug addiction. I have a call with my family once or twice a week, so that's the only way how I keep in touch with my family, but luckily I get to visit my family twice a year. And people really worry about, hey, how do you actually manage it? But the thing is, it's not really far. And think about if you live in like Helsinki and if your family lives in Lapland, you get to meet your family maybe only a few times a year. And I still meet my family twice a year, so it's not that bad. At least for now, I don't have any plans to move abroad. Like, for example, it would be nice to try living in some countries for a job or something for just for a few months, but I don't have any plans to move out of Finland or even move back to Japan, so nope. I think people get demotivated when they don't have a goal, so I try to set a goal or something I want to achieve, even small things. And another belief I have is things happen for a reason. So if it happens, maybe there should be a reason. So I try to accept it and I try to find what I can do with what we have. Yeah, well, it might cause some stress, but the thing is I try to enjoy the process because that's not the experience you get often. So yeah, unique opportunity. Enjoying coffee every morning, dressing for weather, not fashion, enjoying silence more, spending more time in nature, leaving work at 3 or 4 p.m. and using the word no more directly. I would say honesty, direct communication and openness. Do whatever you want when you can, don't procrastinate, because when you get the idea, maybe that's the best time you do it. And it can be applied to small things as well, like if you decide to make plans with your friends, just plan it now. Or even like if you feel like eating something, just eat it. Even if it costs like 5 euros more expensive than some other foods, just eat it now, because it might mean something, and even if it might not, that's fine. You just enjoy the moment. In Finland, maybe somewhere near Helsinki metropolitan area, living with my family. London or Norway or Iceland, Scotland, or somewhere in South America. There are many, but one of them could be like becoming a bridge in between Japan and Finland, or even Japan and other countries, Finland and other countries as well, and making different values and bringing pleasure to people. Okay, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other ideas or questions for the future upcoming videos, please don't hesitate to tell me. Thank you for watching. Moikka!